Tucked away in the remote west coast town of Saldanha and approximately 160 kilometers from Cape Town is the Military Academy. This esteemed institution is a training unit of the South African National Defence Force, or SANDF. The Military Academy is in essence the Faculty of Military Science of the University of Stellenbosch. It provides university military education and professional military training for young, career-orientated officers. This education will equip these young officers with knowledge, analytical skills and insight, thus enabling the SANDF to not only cope with a fast-changing global environment, but also meet the demands of the future. The Academy offers a variety of study options, including residential undergraduate studies, interactive telematic education or distance learning for undergraduate studies, residential postgraduate studies, and interactive telematic education for postgraduates. To qualify for entry into the Academy, a candidate must meet the following criteria. He or she must be a serving member of the SANDF, or a Public Service Act personnel or PSAP member of the DoD, be computer literate, be in possession of a matriculation exemption with at least a D aggregate, and be recommended by the Military Academy Selection Board. As a serving member of the Defence Force, a candidate must comply with the requirements for medical fitness as laid down by the Surgeon General of the SANDF. Such candidates must have completed the officer formative courses within the candidate service and be in the rank group of candidate officer or a midshipman in terms of the South African Navy to the rank of lieutenant or sub-lieutenant. As a fully fledged faculty of the University of Stellenbosch, the Military Academy offers the following qualifications: a higher certificate in military studies, a Bachelor of Military Science, a Bachelor of Military Science with honours, and a Master of Military Science. The Faculty of Military Science offers the following 3-year Bachelor of Military Science degree programs: Human and Organizational Development, Organization and Resource Management, Security and Africa Studies, Technology, and Technology and Defense Management. Only 3 programs are offered through interactive telematic education for undergraduates. These are a Bachelor of Military Science in Security and Africa Studies, a Bachelor of Military Science in Organization and Resource Management, and a Bachelor of Military Science in Human and Organizational Development. All these programs can be pursued up to master's level. As part of its responsibilities for the Southern African Development Community, or SADC, the Department of Defense also trains students from SADC countries at this world-class institution. At the Academy's mess facilities or dining areas, qualified chefs serve 3 daily meals. They say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This is not the case at the Military Academy, which offers a variety of sporting codes and other social activities that are designed to improve the psychomotor skills and knowledge of undergraduate students. In their second year, students are allowed to participate in leadership and adventure training exercises designed to teach them basic survival skills in shallow water and on shore. As military officers, the development of their military professional competencies is of the utmost importance. The Integrated Professional Development Program consists of courses that are presented during the military weeks. These courses form the backbone of a student's military professional development. They also have to attend roll call and flag hoisting parades and are subjected to room inspections and drill sessions. Drill practices prepare them for the passing out parade, held annually at the end of the year. Students are also expected to show appreciation for the finer things in life and the ability to socialize with comrades in arms and civilians alike. These attributes are showcased during the annual University of Stellenbosch Carnival. Other highlights during the year include competitions among the year groups in a variety of sporting events, including pulling, track and field athletics, and cross-country running. By the end of the year, the prestigious E-Silver Shield is awarded to the winner of this series of events. The Military Academy also offers excellent sport facilities for different types of sport, including tennis, rugby, soccer, netball, and taekwondo. These events present students with an opportunity to develop desirable character traits while participating in enjoyable outdoor activities. Each year during the month of February, students are also allowed to take part in the Valentine's Ball. For nature and animal lovers, Saldanha offers pristine rocky beaches. This stunning view of Malgas Island, approximately 800 meters from Malgaskop Hill, is also a breeding ground for the Cape gannet. This seabird is found exclusively on the shores of Africa. The Academy also forms part of the West Coast National Park that is home to a variety of animals. During the latter part of the year, the Academy conducts an annual trans-enduro exercise for raising funds for the following year's community service and carnival event. The exercise comprises a relay race with inflatable boats and bicycles along the coastline stretching from Port Elizabeth to Saldanha. At the Academy, leisure time is pure bliss. The Academy has a bar facility that offers students limited hours for relaxing and socializing. Extramural activities include music, pool, and darts. Student support is of paramount importance. Study groups are formed to prevent students from feeling isolated. However, the ultimate responsibility for success lies within the learners themselves. Their hard work is eventually rewarded during the passing out parade, the awards evening and graduation ceremony, during which students receive their hard-earned awards, degrees and certificates, precedes this parade. For these members of the Defence Force, being part of the military academy definitely is an investment in their future, and in the end, they all must live up to the motto of this respected institution, namely Descendo Arm Imus, which means arm yourselves through knowledge.
Right now is very much excellent time to come to the military academy and see the marching forward step that the institution has taken. I've only taken over the military academy as from the 1st of March last year from Admiral Derek Christian. The issues at hand here is the marriage between the military practitioner type of development, as you would understand it, training, imparting knowledge, and as well as the educational side, which is run by Stellenbosch University as we are accredited to them, which is the sharing of knowledge, basically. This is driven by the presence and the re-establishment in its respectful way of CMS, which deals mainly with research element. Now, the military academy as an institution is a faculty of military science for Stellenbosch University. What do I mean? It is an institution of Stellenbosch University. That means now, content-wise, academic-wise, stationed outside the main campus, for the sole reason that the intent to also drive the military aspect whilst going parallel with the educational aspect is the reason. The military academy was established way back in 1950 when it was based at the Army College in Pretoria, and it was moved here. And when at that time in Pretoria, it was attached to Pretoria University, and it was then moved here. And the students, the first batch of students was based at the campus itself in Stellenbosch. But now, that really was looking into only the academic issue. The fact is called the academy. It means it is a defense institution. It's a DOD institution. So which means it's the chief SANDF institution, per se. Now, certain things run, in parallel lines, not necessarily friendly to each other at the same time. But because of the dynamics of today's wars, you surely need a highly educated officer who's able to comprehend on all issues of security as they affect three issues. That is security itself, stability, that all these that must result into prosperity. Then once you have those, you can take that country into all the seven elements that determine whether the country can be counted as a sort of a credible power in its own right or not. And the military is part of this. Now, with all today's technology, today's high, if I may, hyperactive civil society, which brings into intervention through the non-aligned movement, through the NGOs, through the United Nations, you know, through whatever, the unions, all what characterizes civil society, which demand that whatever you do, the human aspect must precede every wars. The robust media around the world, and the deadly weapons that have been developed through high tech demands a very sharp, brilliant, highly educated lieutenant from its embryonic stage. And that is why you see the new vision of the military academy talking about the wise warrior. Because also the danger here is that because 80% of everything is academic, so the defense has got to ask itself a question: what is its core business? Its core business is to be able to train and be ready to fight for the future wars. And then you will put its main job is the project force, so that the country can leapfrog and be able to project economic power. Economic power in terms of competence and competition, as it were. Now, if you are going to have those two, you do need the academic aspect, but don't lose focus, because the wars of today do not make any indication. You can't say there'll be a war, maybe you predict a war in 50 years or 100 years. The war in South Africa may come, may come in 3 months' time. You saw that Iraq didn't expect a war, Afghanistan didn't expect a war. It came on their doorsteps, and it came in no time where there were drastic indications that it will come. Now, do you have enough time? No. But the little you have, what you can call peaceful time, if there is anything like that, because I don't believe there is something like that, you prepare your people educationally. But on the other hand, as you prepare them academically for them to understand this bigger spectrum of security of their country, you prepare them militarily so that they remain credible officers. When they finish here, or even in process, if anything breaks out, you are able to take that academic quickly into uniform and to the area of conflict. They need to understand the belligerent, the enemy, whilst they will need to understand their own people and sustain the resilience of their own people. In doing that, for that, you need an educated officer. So the military academy is basically about that, marrying those two unlikely, friends, if I may use that language, to achieve for the greater part that, if you like, you may see the military academy as a training unit, or simply as an educational unit. But if you look at the academy as a small institution, it addresses the strategic element, whilst it prepares all the small elements for implementation of all these things. So, we choose young ones who have already identified to be officers. And we'll recruit them from all over the show, just as we've been doing now all over the country. We've just finished that in Gordons Bay recently. And they come here maybe as COs and some already officers, young officers. And the issue is to put them into this cooking board, shape them up to be credible, educated, respected young ones who are not only going to fight the wars but are in the process able, through their different participations in different forums, able to directly or indirectly advise the military and therefore its own government in how everything is going to be executed in future, in how we should predict everyone. At all one time, we've got probably over 450. We intend to increase. The international element is very small. As you can see, even the ones who have arrived now have arrived only for this short course, international security course we've arranged with the Dutch. And we've got the Mozambicans, the Zambians, and the Botswana, and the Dutch themselves who are here, and the components from all over the defense force. But the main thing is to have the international element in the classroom, in each and every classroom, in each and every program. Because in that case, our students will grow much more, not only through the library, through the internet, and and through the interaction with themselves, but through the understanding what makes a colleague from another country tick. When do you brush themselves on the wrong side? And you can take that, and break it into small pieces to address all the necessary elements of the country. At the end of the day, this institution must be the hub of the research of the DoD. This institution must be able to tell and foretell whether the country has got a possibility to go to war. If it has, can it ever make itself credible and remain respected by our people after that war? Thank you.
Let me start by saying that the Faculty of Military Science is the only such faculty in South Africa. It is very unique in that aspect, and our uniqueness, the way that we are structured, carries right through to the continent, and we are very proud of that uniqueness. I also need to say to you that the Military Academy is a national asset for our country, and it is indeed an honor to be associated with the preparation of the future leaders of the Department of Defense. Big honor for us to be able to do that to our young leaders here. I want to say that the Department of Defense is playing a major role in terms of giving access to tertiary education to members who may perhaps not otherwise have been able to afford education, and we are very proud of that role that the Department of Defense is playing. However, when the soldiers come to Military Academy, the goal is to prepare them for leadership so that they can sit around the negotiation table with people from anywhere in the world, globally, to talk about, to negotiate whatever it is that they need to negotiate with. We also want to have them so prepared, combat ready for their peacekeeping roles on the continent, and we give some attention to that as well here at Military Academy. The best way I can describe it is that we are preparing wise warriors who have thinking skills. We produce, in other words, thinking soldiers, wise warriors. Something we are very proud about. I have to point out that we have an association with Stellenbosch University, with a faculty of that university. It is one of the top universities in the country. And through that association, our learners get additional resources that they might not otherwise have had. And we are very thankful for that, for all the opportunities that it opens up to our learners. In fact, when our programs are reviewed by external experts, they are quite amazed at the level of confidence in our learners. You know, they say if you compare our learners to learners elsewhere in South Africa, they really notice the level of confidence, and we are proud of that. We are also proud of the fact that our learners here have a very high pass rate. If you compare it in the country, we can be proud of the pass rate, especially in our second and third year classes as well. And I think what our learners perhaps don't always understand is the fact that when they leave the military academy, they have been equipped with skills that will make them marketable anywhere in the world. They leave with good skills. We have enough evidence of alumni that has made the mark outside. And I have to also say that we cater to all arms of services. So whether it's our pilots, whether it's our Navy people, whether it is people from the Army or from military armed services, they do not struggle to get hired once they leave the Department of Defense. Record we are proud of.